if I'm going to suggest one person, I'll see someone like Nathan Ake.
That was snubbed.
That was snubbed. That should be there.
For the Ballon
For the Ballon
For the Ballon d'Or top 30. Because if you look at... here's the problem. Here's the problem I have with both of you.
No, I didn't say anything.
Your total IQ of football is nothing...
Why is that?
It's not more than...
You lie a lot.
It's not more than a centipede. Both of you combined together.
One particular topic from the Ballon d'Or nominations has got everyone talking, and that is the exclusion of Rodrygo Goes from the list. Now, Rodrygo himself has said that he felt he should have been nominated. So, do you guys agree? Well, I am Anishilu, Jim Anishilu. This is Crossfire, brought to you by Live Score Bets, and I'm here with Tunde Atotu to discuss whether or not Rodrygo should have been nominated for the Ballon d'Or. So, Tunde, do you agree with Rodrygo when he said that he believes he should have been nominated?
Obviously, you didn't even need to say it. How do you leave out Rodrygo Goes from a 30-man, but this is not the final. I'm not saying make top 3. I'm not saying top 5, top 10. You are telling me there are 30 players in the world right now that are better than Rodrygo Goes. Come on now, let's be for real here. Look, what are the people that made the? Why is Nico Williams on this list? This is not the Euros award. This is the FIFA. This is the Ballon d'Or award. Like for the entire year, what did Nico Williams do pre-Euros that makes him one of the 30 best players in the world? Why is Vitinha in this list? It looks like a Game of Thrones character. What is he doing here? It looks like it could be from Dawn or something. I don't. Why? No. What is this woke nonsense? I love Rudiger, but come on, like, what is this woke nonsense? Rodrygo scored 17 goals and had 9 assists across all competitions last season in a double winning season, Champions League and La Liga, while being at best the third most prominent player on Real Madrid's team, meaning that Bellingham and Vinicius had a higher consideration than him, and he still contributed 26 goals and assists en route to winning La Liga and Champions League. Can we be for real here? There's no reason for Rodrygo to have not made, like, what are we doing here? Does he support Barcelona? How many Barcelona players even scored 17 goals last season? Rodrygo was not Madrid's highest scorer. He didn't score more than Vinicius. Didn't score more than Bellingham. I don't even think he scored more than Joselu. So probably rather this fourth highest scorer. Did Lewandowski even have 17 goals last year?
He had 19 last year.
Wow! 2 more!
That's La Liga alone.
Ballon d'Or!
That's La Liga alone.
Ballon d'Or Lewandowski. I'm so proud of him and you by extension. But to be serious, like, there's no real reason for Rodrygo to not make this list. And it's even more laughable when you see the people that actually made the list. And I think that the player himself has every right in the world to feel disrespected.
Yeah. All right, Tosin. I know this is very unlikely, but do you agree with Tunde?
No, I do not agree with Tunde. More importantly, I do not agree with Rodrygo himself. Because at the end of the day, I'm a Barcelona fan, so a lot of people may say I'm not taking this objectively, but I'm actually going to be... I'm going to be very objective as much as I can. Real Madrid, there are 30 nominees. Real Madrid have 7. How many more do you want? How many more do you want? Because here is how the Ballon d'Or nomination works. They are going to give a slice of accolades to each player on the team. Because, like, so you look at, they're not going to nominate all the players on Real Madrid. They're going to say, okay, this one did more than this one. This one did more than this one. For the attack, they believe that Vinicius and Bellingham were the 2 most important contributors in attack, and I agree. But they also felt that the midfield was important, which is why they put Toni Kroos there, which is why they put Federico Valverde there. They don't have Vinicius and Bellingham's goal contribution, but their impact on that team was also as important in Real Madrid winning the Champions League and La Liga. And given the fact that Alaba was injured for majority of the season last year, Eder Militao was injured for the majority of the season last year, who was the only consistent defender for Real Madrid? That would be Antonio Rudiger, right? So they still have to give him a little bit of credit for them winning the league, for them winning the Liga, for them winning the Champions League. They can't just put all the attackers there. They're not going to put all the attackers there. That's the things that. So when you look at it, Real Madrid achieved more than, let's say, a team like Arsenal. Real Madrid achieved more than a team like Arsenal, right? So because Real Madrid achieved more than a team like Arsenal, they should now put 6 Real Madrid attackers, not players, and not put the most important player for Arsenal, right? Is he there? He's there. And that will be Bukayo Saka, right? You can't say Bukayo Saka didn't win the league, he didn't win the FA Cup, he didn't win anything, which is the case with Arsenal these days anyway. But his contributions supersede the contributions of Rodrygo. Now, Rodrygo has the trophies to show that I won the Champions League, I won the La Liga. He can go in his house and snap the pictures. That's fine. But their contributions this season and their expectations, the workload, the responsibility of Bukayo Saka is not the same responsibility on Rodrygo. That's the thing we need to put into context. So they are going to look at the totality of the season. You look at Vitinha, right? You look at a player like Vitinha. PSG, as much as people say they had a terrible season, they still won the league, right? Despite the fact that Kolo Muani was a massive flop. And with the uncertainty around Kylian Mbappe's future, they got to the Champions League semi-final. We are not going to forget that, Abi. Which is still a very, very good, a decent outing. And Portugal got to the quarterfinals of the Euros. So saying that Vitinha should not be there, like, you need to look at it. They are not only going to put 30 attackers, 30 strikers in a Ballon d'Or list. They have to grade them based on their contribution and their position. So if we are not going to put all Real Madrid attackers on the Ballon d'Or list, at least they put 3 there. That's okay. They now put another two midfielders, put a goalkeeper, put defender. I think that's okay. 7 out of 30. In my own personal opinion, I think that is okay.
Right. So let me ask you this. Now you've said that Rodrygo should have been there, and you've mentioned some people that you think that should not be there. Who are also some players that you feel were snubbed from the list?
Yeah. Before I answer that, I would just like to point out that what you just heard from Tosina is the typical Nigerian. No matter where you take a Nigerian to, no matter what the conversation is, the Nigerianness must come out. Because tell me why this brother managed to involve political quota system into Ballon d'Or. I felt like I was at a rally listening to all the rubbish he was talking about. Into a Ballon d'Or conversation, saying you have 3 from this state, you have 7 from this geopolitical zone. You cannot be more than this thing because of voter fatigue. All the rubbish that it was just, I don't understand. Are we here to analyze sport? Are we here to show our political bigotry? If Real Madrid have the 11 best players in the world, all 11 should be there. If that's so, you should not put Rodrygo because we already have too many Real Madrid players. So since when has that been a consideration for the Ballon d'Or? I don't understand any of this. But Rodrygo is not the only player that was snubbed, and you are right. For example, Victor Gyökeres, 45 goals last season, won the Portuguese league with Sporting Lisbon. Before Tosin comes and said the Portuguese league is not anything important, that league has always been competitive. At least you know Sporting, Benfica and Porto. Those 3 teams, it is not sure for anybody. So for Sporting to win it is a big achievement. Gyökeres was not nominated in the top 10. Like, I'm not saying give him Ballon d'Or, I'm not saying give him top 10. This is literally a list of top 30. Speaking of 30, Seru Guirassy, 30 games last season, 30 goals. 28 league games, 28 goals. 2 DFB Pokal games, 2 DFB Pokal goals. Guirassy steps on the pitch, he scores. It doesn't matter what the time of the day is, how he's feeling, who the opposition, he does not care. Complete bagsman. Give me ball, let me score. I play, I score. That's the contract he signed with Stuttgart. What else do you have to do to get nominated? Or maybe according to Tosin as well, he does not fit the right criteria as per he's not in the right political party to get nominated for the Ballon d'Or. Because I don't understand what we are doing here. If those players cannot be nominated, and then you will now come and tell me that Vitinha should be here because PSG won the league. League that PSG has been winning since spaghetti was 100 naira. I don't PSG winning league, is it an achievement? Who is Vitinha? No, for what is Vitia's first name? As you see that here now, tell me. No, let us be honest with ourselves. Like, at least the players that are getting the hope that there are just some things that don't make any sense to me. So those three players, Rodrygo, Gyökeres, Seru Gurasi, not being in this is that you go. I mean, you see guys like Mats Hummels end it. There are some achievements that transcend what kind of club you play for. Hummels are the fantastic here. Like there are some good, but there are also some guys that, quite frankly, are not, because essentially this is just a list of the 30 best players in the world. If you look at this list, you cannot tell me that these are the 30 best players in the world. I'm sorry.
All right, Tosin, which players do you also feel were snubbed from the Ballon d'Or nominees?
So here's the thing about Ballon d'Or nomination. No list is perfect. And I always try, like I explained, see, what Tunde will not understand, his brain is blocked from it. You understand? That's just the simple truth. So when I explain that, like, they're not, Barcelona's 2009 treble winning team, they didn't have 11 players in the Ballon d'Or nomination. You're not going to put everybody in Ballon d'Or. And another thing is this, once you are saying that this player deserves to be in the Ballon d'Or nomination, and you state your reason, like I will agree with someone like Victor Gyökeres, who is literally like the hottest Victor right now.
That's not true.
If we are being honest, the hottest Victor commodity. He's 26. Victor Osimhen is 25 years old. When you look at the battle for strikers in the coming summer transfer market, depending on how Victor Osimhen does at Galatasaray, you can say his major competition for that spot is basically Victor Gyökeres. So, like Victor Gyökeres, but at the end of the day, a lot of people also know that your profile also comes into play. He's still building his profile. And with Sweden, they were not at the Euros also, which but I will agree with that. But when you start listing names, when you list a name, please don't be myopic. When you list somebody that you want to put there, also list the people that you are going to remove from there. That's the thing we need to be doing. You're not going to say that, oh, these people did a terrible job, and you are going to list your own very good job, and you won't remove the people that are supposed to be that are there, and you will take the people that you feel they are not supposed to be there. So as the case with Rodrygo, I already explained myself. For Vitinha, I already explained myself also. For Vitinha, I already told you. His hero, you said that winning the French Ligue 1 is like, he should have made a conglomeration of spaghetti and whatever nonsense he had to say. I don't know but what I'll just tell you is this, he's still winning the league. And as far as I know right now, the French league is still rated as a higher league than the Portuguese league. So if you are making a case for Victor Gyökeres and Vitinha actually won the league, and we saw he was one of the best young players already at the Euros. So at the end of the day, if you are going to make a name for somebody, yes, remove somebody. For me, I feel the list was, I would say it was perfect, but I would say they got it bang on right. Someone like Ademola Lookman being on that list, being the only African on that list, I felt it was very, very important for him to be on that list. Someone like Antonio Rudiger, I felt it was very, very important that Antonio Rudiger was recognized for what he did, carrying that Real Madrid defense last season. I felt that was very, very important. You could look at some certain players over the totality of the season. If I'm going to suggest one person, I'll see someone like Nathan Ake.
That was snubbed.
That was snubbed.
Should be there.
That should be there
for the Ballon
d'Or.
For the Ballon d'Or top 30, because if you look at, here's the problem. Here's the problem I have with both of you.
No, I didn't say anything.
Your total IQ of football is nothing.
Why is that?
It's not more than.
Why are you attacking me?
You lie a lot.
It's not more than a centipede. Both of you combined together. The point I'm trying to bring to you is that, like, and I'm not still going to take anybody out of the list. If you are not talking about, okay, based on total accomplishments, because I'm not going to list just attackers. Just attackers. You look at the defensive aspect of the ball. You look at the versatility in which Nathan Ake played for Manchester City last season. Given the fact that when Gavidio came into the team, for some certain reason, he could not play centre back until Pep Guardiola realized, you know what, it's like his left back that this one can play. Nathan Ake started at left back to start with. Then he went to centre back and deputized there. And when he got to the Euros, he was literally one of the best defenders alongside obviously Virgil van Dijk. as they progress to the semi-final of the Euros. So you can make a case for them, but for me, I think the list was pretty much spot on.
Well, I didn't see Nathan Ake coming, and I'm sure that did you guys. But do you guys agree that this guy should have been nominated and that Rodrygo should or should have not been nominated? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm Anishilo, Jimmy Anishilo, and this is Crossfire, brought to you by LiveScore Bet.